What makes a film truly great? For Francis Ford Coppola, it's not just about flashy visuals or raking in cash at the box office. It's about that deep, emotional journey cinema takes us on, those stories that stick with you long after the credits roll. In this list, we're diving into the top 15 greatest movies of all time, according to the man himself. These are the films that shaped his understanding of storytelling, character, and, well, humanity. So, grab your popcorn, settle in, and join us as we journey through these masterpieces. Each one is a testament to the sheer power of storytelling and the emotional depths cinema can reach. What makes a film truly great? For Francis Ford Coppola, it's not just about flashy visuals or raking in cash at the box office. It's about that deep emotional journey cinema takes us on, those stories that stick with you long after the credits roll. In this list, we're diving into the top 15 greatest movies of all time, according to the man himself. These are the films that shaped his understanding of storytelling, character, and, well, humanity. So, grab your popcorn, settle in, and join us as we journey through these masterpieces. Each one is a testament to the sheer power of storytelling and the emotional depths cinema can reach.
Next up, The Night of the Hunter from 1955. Lawton's film is a haunting, atmospheric tale of innocence versus evil, and it's one of Coppola's most cherished. The film tells the story of a ruthless preacher, played by the unforgettable Robert Mitchum, who marries a widow with the intention of stealing her late husband's money. What follows is a chilling exploration of moral corruption, twisted faith, and the darkness that can lurk in the human soul. The Night of the Hunter remains a standout in American cinema for its unique blend of expressionism, Southern Gothic atmosphere, and biting social commentary. Lawton's direction is bold and unconventional, using visual symbolism and lighting to convey the inner turmoil of the characters. Mitchum's portrayal of the villainous preacher is simply unforgettable, evoking both menace and a terrifying, twisted charm. Coppola admires Lawton's masterful use of shadows and framing, which create a sense of dread that permeates every single scene. The film's oppressive mood, paired with its surreal imagery, makes it an unsettling experience that lingers long after the credits roll. Coppola has often spoken about how The Night of the Hunter was truly ahead of its time. The film's stark contrast between the preacher's public persona of piety and his private life of villainy serves as a powerful critique of hypocrisy in American society. In this way, the film's themes resonate deeply with Coppola's own interest in exploring the duality of human nature, especially in his depictions of power, corruption, and morality. Despite its initial box office failure, The Night of the Hunter has since become a cult classic, with critics and filmmakers recognizing it as one of the greatest films ever made. Coppola, in particular, sees it as a testament to the power of bold, unconventional storytelling. Its ability to mix elements of noir, fairy tale, and psychological drama makes it an enduring influence on filmmakers who dare to explore the darker aspects of humanity.
Now, prepare for an epic. David Lean's Lawrence of Arabia from 1962 is a cinematic triumph that continues to stand as a masterpiece of both storytelling and technical achievement. The film chronicles the life of T.E. Lawrence, a British officer who becomes a legendary figure in the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire during World War I. For Coppola, Lawrence of Arabia is the epitome of a film that seamlessly blends historical grandeur with an intimate character study. The film's sweeping landscapes, coupled with Peter O'Toole's iconic performance, create a sense of scale that few films can replicate. The film's cinematography is nothing short of legendary, with Robert Bolt's screenplay bringing to life the complexities of Lawrence's character. Lean's direction, combined with those vast, desolate desert landscapes, evokes both the isolation and the grandeur of Lawrence's journey. Coppola has often noted how Lawrence of Arabia uses the landscape as an essential character itself, reflecting Lawrence's inner turmoil and his struggle for identity amidst the geopolitical forces at play. The desert becomes a metaphor for both the vastness of history and the complexity of the human soul. Peter O'Toole's performance as Lawrence is magnetic, capturing the contradictions of a man driven by both idealism and a deep need for power. His character's internal struggle and his journey from hero to disillusioned leader is a powerful exploration of the tension between personal ambition and the immense responsibilities that come with power. This theme of duality, of individuals caught between different worlds, resonates deeply with Coppola's own work. Lawrence of Arabia is a film that resonates far beyond its historical context. For Coppola, it represents the pinnacle of epic filmmaking, where scale, story, and character merge into something truly unforgettable. The film remains a timeless masterpiece, offering profound insights into the nature of leadership, identity, and the indomitable human spirit.
From the sweeping desert to the American frontier, we move to John Ford's The Searchers, released in 1956. This film is widely regarded as one of the greatest westerns ever made, and Coppola considers it a cornerstone of American cinema. The film follows Ethan Edwards, a Civil War veteran, as he embarks on a long and often violent search for his niece, who has been kidnapped by Native Americans. At its heart, The Searchers is a film about revenge, racism, and the moral complexities of the American frontier. It's a deep meditation on the nature of heroism and the darkness that can lie within those we often see as heroes. Coppola has often praised Ford's ability to create a narrative that isn't just about action, but about the profound emotional and psychological toll of violence. Ethan Edwards, played by John Wayne, is a complex figure, one who truly embodies the contradictions of American mythology. His relentless pursuit of his niece, despite the overwhelming toll it takes on him, becomes a tragic reflection of the cost of vengeance. Coppola notes that Ford's exploration of this theme heavily influenced his own approach to characters trapped in cycles of violence. The film's cinematography is another reason The Searchers stands out. Ford's masterful use of the vast landscape as a backdrop to the story highlights the isolation and desolation felt by the characters. The film's iconic wide shots of the desert also serve to emphasize Ethan's emotional and moral isolation. Coppola has spoken about how these sweeping vistas, combined with the intimate, personal drama unfolding within them, create a tension that propels the narrative forward. The Searchers is a film that challenges the viewer to reconsider the ideals of the American West. For Coppola, it's not just a Western, it's a profound study in the complexities of the human spirit and the destructive power of obsession. The film's ambiguous ending and its deep exploration of racial and moral themes make it a work of profound significance in the history of cinema.
Now we arrive at one of his own. Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now from 1979 is not only one of his most iconic films, but also arguably one of the greatest war films ever made. Set during the Vietnam War, the film follows Captain Willard, played by Martin Sheen, on a mission to assassinate Colonel Kurtz, a rogue officer who has seemingly gone mad and established his own empire deep in the jungle. Apocalypse Now is a visceral exploration of the horrors of war, the madness that war breeds, and the immense personal toll it takes on those involved. For Coppola, Apocalypse Now was both a deeply personal project and an artistic challenge. The film's production, infamous for its chaotic and troubled filming process, eerily mirrored the very madness depicted in the story. Coppola's portrayal of the war is both surreal and nightmarish, capturing the madness of the Vietnam conflict in a way that few films have managed to do. His decision to focus not just on the external battles, but on the profound psychological impact of war truly sets Apocalypse Now apart from typical war films. The performances in Apocalypse Now are exceptional, with Marlon Brando's portrayal of Kurtz standing as one of the most haunting and enigmatic performances in film history. The film's use of music, particularly the iconic The End by The Doors, adds to its surreal and unsettling atmosphere. Coppola's direction creates a dreamlike quality where the line between reality and madness becomes increasingly blurred, drawing the audience into a visceral, unforgettable experience. Ultimately, Apocalypse Now is a film that challenges the notion of heroism and exposes the brutal realities of war. Coppola's visionary direction, combined with its haunting performances and surreal visuals, has cemented it as a masterpiece that continues to influence filmmakers today. It remains a powerful exploration of human nature, power, and the destructive forces of war.
Let's blast off to Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey, a towering achievement in cinema from 1968. Coppola regards it as a masterpiece that completely transcends the science fiction genre. The film, which explores humanity's evolution from the dawn of man to its potential future in space, is as visually stunning as it is intellectually complex. Its philosophical themes, groundbreaking visual effects, and revolutionary sound design have made it a touchstone for filmmakers across generations. Coppola deeply admires how Kubrick uses minimal dialogue and strikingly impactful imagery to evoke profound questions about existence, technology, and the vast universe. The film's slow pacing, combined with its breathtaking cinematography and the haunting score by Richard Strauss, makes it an incredibly immersive experience. Kubrick's decision to make 2001 a sensory journey, with long sequences of silence and vast empty space, truly invites viewers to reflect deeply on their place in the universe, something Coppola has always appreciated. The film's central narrative, following a journey to Jupiter to discover the mystery behind an alien monolith, leaves much open to interpretation. For Coppola, 2001 is a work that defies simple explanations. Its ambiguous ending with astronaut Dave Bowman's transformation into the Star Child is one of the most thought-provoking moments in all of film. The film's ability to challenge and expand the boundaries of storytelling have profoundly influenced Coppola's own work, especially his use of symbolism and grand-scale narratives. For Coppola, 2001: A Space Odyssey isn't just a science fiction film. It's a deep meditation on humanity, our relationship to technology, and our potential future. It's a film that continues to resonate with each viewing, offering new insights into its complex, enigmatic world.
Now for a trip back to the darker side of Hollywood. Billy Wilder's Sunset Boulevard from 1950 is one of the sharpest, most cynical films ever made about the industry, and it's a film Coppola has often cited as a major influence. The film tells the tragic story of Norma Desmond, a faded silent film star who becomes dangerously obsessed with making a comeback, and the struggling screenwriter who is tragically drawn into her delusional world. It's a dark, satirical take on fame, obsession, and the crushing price of living in the spotlight. Coppola is deeply drawn to the film's cutting critique of the Hollywood system, which frankly mirrors some of the themes he's explored in his own work. The character of Norma Desmond, portrayed with chilling brilliance by Gloria Swanson, is a truly tragic figure who clings desperately to her past glory while spiraling into madness. Her desperation for relevance is a poignant reflection of the way the film industry can consume its stars, leaving them discarded when they're no longer in demand. Coppola sees this as a timeless theme in Hollywood, how fleeting fame can be and how quickly the industry can turn on its own.
Get ready for what many consider the greatest film ever made, Orson Welles' Citizen Kane from 1941. Coppola, like countless filmmakers, considers it a cornerstone of cinematic achievement. The film tells the story of Charles Foster Kane, a wealthy newspaper magnate whose life is chronicled through the eyes of those who knew him. What begins as a mystery, what did Rosebud mean, unfolds into a complex, multifaceted portrait of a man consumed by ambition, loneliness, and ultimately a futile search for meaning. Coppola immensely admires how Welles revolutionized filmmaking with Citizen Kane, using audacious, innovative techniques like deep focus, nonlinear storytelling, and groundbreaking sound design. Welles's ability to push the boundaries of visual and narrative structure set Citizen Kane apart from other films of its time, influencing generations of filmmakers, including Coppola. The film's profound exploration of the fragility of human relationships and the true cost of ambition resonates deeply with Coppola's own work. The use of deep focus, where both the foreground and background are in sharp focus, is a technique Coppola has often cited as influential in his own films. It allows for greater visual storytelling, drawing the viewer into the world of the characters in a way that was truly revolutionary at the time. Welles also created a compelling central character in Kane, whose relentless search for happiness and meaning ultimately leads to his downfall, making the film both a sharp social critique and a deeply personal exploration of human flaws. For Coppola, Citizen Kane is not just a film. It's a template for how film can be an art form that seamlessly blends technical innovation with profound emotional depth. Its impact is still felt today, and it remains an essential reference for anyone studying cinema. Get ready for what many consider the greatest film ever made, Orson Welles' Citizen Kane from 1941. Coppola, like countless filmmakers, considers it a cornerstone of cinematic achievement. The film tells the story of Charles Foster Kane, a wealthy newspaper magnate whose life is chronicled through the eyes of those who knew him. What begins as a mystery, what did Rosebud mean, unfolds into a complex, multifaceted portrait of a man consumed by ambition, loneliness, and ultimately a futile search for meaning.
Coppola immensely admires how Wells revolutionized filmmaking with Citizen Kane, using audacious, innovative techniques like deep focus, non-linear storytelling, and groundbreaking sound design. Wells's ability to push the boundaries of visual and narrative structure set Citizen Kane apart from other films of its time, influencing generations of filmmakers, including Coppola. The film's profound exploration of the fragility of human relationships and the true cost of ambition resonates deeply with Coppola's own work. The use of deep focus, where both the foreground and background are in sharp focus, is a technique Coppola has often cited as influential in his own films. It allows for greater visual storytelling, drawing the viewer into the world of the characters in a way that was truly revolutionary at the time. Wells also created a compelling central character in Kane, whose relentless search for happiness and meaning ultimately leads to his downfall, making the film both a sharp social critique and a deeply personal exploration of human flaws. For Coppola, Citizen Kane is not just a film. It's a template for how film can be an art form that seamlessly blends technical innovation with profound emotional depth. Its impact is still felt today, and it remains an essential reference for anyone studying cinema.
All right, let's jump forward a bit to 1994 and a film that shattered every rule of filmmaking, Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. It truly became a revolutionary force in cinema. Coppola deeply admires Tarantino's boldness and sheer creativity, as the film's non-linear narrative, razor-sharp dialogue, and eclectic soundtrack redefined what modern filmmaking could be. The film's intertwining stories of crime, love, and revenge are told in a fragmented yet remarkably cohesive style that keeps viewers absolutely on their toes. For Coppola, Pulp Fiction represents a daring reimagining of film structure. Tarantino's joyful disregard for traditional narrative chronology creates a dynamic experience where each vignette stands brilliantly on its own, yet perfectly contributes to the overall intricate picture. The film's unique blend of humor, violence, and pop culture references felt incredibly fresh and exciting, and Coppola has often praised Tarantino's uncanny ability to craft memorable, quotable characters that are simultaneously larger than life and deeply, wonderfully human. The performances of John Travolta, Uma Thurman, and Samuel L. Jackson are simply iconic, with each actor bringing a unique, undeniable energy to their roles. Tarantino's sharp, witty dialogue allows the actors to truly shine, turning even mundane conversations into unforgettable moments. Coppola also admires the way Tarantino masterfully uses music to elevate the film's mood. From the iconic dance scene to the opening credits, Pulp Fiction was a game-changer in the world of independent cinema, and its impact continues to be felt today. For Coppola, it represents a new era of filmmaking, where style, structure, and substance can blend seamlessly. It's a film that continues to inspire directors and audiences alike with its audacious, innovative spirit, truly defining a generation of filmmakers.
Let's take a journey back to 1940 for John Ford's The Grapes of Wrath, a heartbreaking yet incredibly powerful adaptation of John Steinbeck's novel. Coppola regards it as a masterpiece of American cinema. The film follows the Joad family, migrant farmers, struggling during the Great Depression as they embark on a perilous journey west in search of work and a better life. Through its raw portrayal of poverty, social injustice, and incredible human resilience, the film remains a poignant reflection on the human condition. Ford's direction and the unforgettable performances of Henry Fonda and Jane Darwell make it a timeless classic that continues to resonate deeply with audiences. Coppola admires Ford's extraordinary ability to make a deeply political film that is also intensely human. The film's stark portrayal of the Joad's plight, combined with its poetic visuals and profound emotional depth, makes it one of the most powerful films of its time. Ford's masterful use of wide shots and his focus on the land, which symbolizes both elusive opportunity and crushing despair, creates a visual language that powerfully underscores the struggles of the characters. The film's social commentary on the greed and cruelty of the economic system during the Depression feels just as relevant today.
Henry Fonda's portrayal of Tom Joad is one of the defining performances in cinema. His transformation from a hardened man to a powerful voice for justice and change is deeply moving and serves as a reflection of the film's central themes of compassion, endurance, and the fight for dignity. The Joad family's collective experience becomes a microcosm for the larger struggles of the working class, making The Grapes of Wrath a poignant exploration of social and economic disparity. For Coppola, The Grapes of Wrath is a vital reminder of the power of film to inspire social change. The film's emotional depth, combined with its sharp critique of the societal systems that oppress the powerless, remains a significant influence on his own work, especially in its exploration of the human cost of ambition, greed, and unchecked power.
Next up, another masterpiece from Stanley Kubrick, A Clockwork Orange from 1971. This film remains as provocative today as it was upon its controversial release. Based on Anthony Burgess's novel, the film follows Alex, a charismatic but violent teenage delinquent in a dystopian future, whose brutal behavior leads to his capture and a highly controversial rehabilitation. The film fearlessly explores themes of free will, violence, and the intense conflict between individual freedom and societal control. Coppola, known for his own provocative filmmaking, considers A Clockwork Orange a daring and brilliant exploration of human nature and the extremes to which society will go to control it. For Coppola, Kubrick's fearless approach to storytelling, particularly the film's unsettling blending of shocking violence with dark, cynical humor, was truly groundbreaking. Kubrick's brilliant use of classical music, especially the iconic Ninth Symphony by Beethoven, starkly contrasts with the horrific violence on screen, creating an unsettling dissonance that amplifies the film's exploration of moral corruption. The stark, clinical set design and the film's striking visual style add to the cold, impersonal tone, making A Clockwork Orange a disturbing yet utterly mesmerizing experience. Malcolm McDowell's portrayal of Alex is unforgettable, capturing the character's disturbing charm and his unsettling descent into violence. The film's exploration of Alex's eventual forced reconditioning challenges the very idea of morality and free will. Coppola has often noted how the film's questioning of authority and its sharp critique of societal norms struck a chord with audiences, especially in a period marked by significant political unrest. Coppola also praises Kubrick's deep exploration of the human psyche. A Clockwork Orange is a chilling, thought-provoking film about the profound dangers of a society that prioritizes control over individuality. It remains an essential film for understanding the complex relationship between violence, media, and the perilous loss of personal freedom.
Let's shift gears to a quieter, yet incredibly powerful film, Vittorio De Sica's Bicycle Thieves, or Ladri Biciclette, from 1948. This is one of the most important films of the Italian neo-realism movement, and Coppola considers it a masterwork of emotional storytelling. The film tells the simple yet profoundly powerful story of a man, Antonio Ricci, whose bicycle is stolen, leaving him unable to continue his job as a poster hanger. His desperate search through post-World War II Rome to find it becomes a universal exploration of poverty, family, and the enduring human spirit. For Coppola, Bicycle Thieves represents the very essence of neorealism, films that depict everyday life and the raw struggles of ordinary people. The film's minimalism, both in narrative and in its humble technique, allows the viewer to connect deeply and intimately with the characters and their struggles. The non-professional actors, including Lamberto Maggiorani as Antonio, bring a raw, undeniable authenticity to the story, making it feel more like a documentary than a fictional narrative. Coppola has spoken about how the simplicity of the story and the sheer sincerity of the performances make it one of the most emotionally affecting films ever made. The film's central theme of moral dilemmas, Antonio's agonizing decision to steal a bicycle himself after he is unable to find his own, forces the audience to grapple with profound questions of right and wrong in the face of truly dire circumstances. Coppola admires De Sica's remarkable ability to tell a deeply human story without resorting to melodrama or sentimentality, making Bicycle Thieves one of the most emotionally powerful films in cinema history. The film's devastating ending, where Antonio is left broken by his failure to secure a bicycle and the heartbreaking destruction of his dignity, powerfully underscores the cruel reality of life for the working poor.
Bicycle Thieves remains a timeless exploration of the fragility of hope and the extraordinary lengths to which people will go to survive. Coppola considers it a crucial part of the cinematic canon, inspiring filmmakers to focus on human stories that resonate deeply and universally with audiences.
Now, let's step into the shadowy world of film noir with John Huston's The Maltese Falcon from 1941. This is truly one of the most iconic films in the genre, and Coppola has frequently cited it as a film that shaped his understanding of how to tell a compelling, suspenseful story. The film, based on Dashiell Hammett's masterful novel, follows private detective Sam Spade as he becomes entangled in a complex web of deceit, betrayal, and murder while investigating the mysterious case of a valuable statuette. The film's tight narrative, razor-sharp dialogue, and unforgettable characters make it one of the defining films of its genre. Coppola admires Huston's precise direction and the brilliant way he uses the conventions of the noir genre to explore deeper themes of morality, corruption, and human frailty. Humphrey Bogart's portrayal of Sam Spade is one of the most iconic performances in film history, capturing both the detective's cynicism and his underlying complex sense of honor. Coppola has spoken about how The Maltese Falcon uses its twists and turns to not only entertain, but also to comment on the inherent darkness of the human soul. The film's setting, with its moody lighting and shadowy figures, perfectly encapsulates the essence of film noir. Coppola recognizes Huston's genius in crafting a world where no one is completely innocent, and every character has something to hide. The film's tension builds with every scene, drawing the audience deeper into a world of suspicion and intrigue. This exploration of moral ambiguity and the unpredictable nature of human relationships continues to influence Coppola's own approach to storytelling. Ultimately, The Maltese Falcon is a quintessential noir film, and for Coppola, it represents a perfect blend of intricate plot, compelling character, and immersive atmosphere. Its immense influence on both the detective genre and the broader world of cinema cannot be overstated, and it remains a key, unmissable part of film history.
And finally, we conclude our journey with Yasujiro Ozu's Tokyo Story from 1953. This is a slow, poignant exploration of family, generational conflict, and the quietly changing dynamics of post-war Japan. Coppola considers Tokyo Story one of the greatest films ever made, not just for its serene beauty, but for its profound emotional resonance. The film tells the deceptively simple story of an elderly couple who travel to Tokyo to visit their grown children, only to find that their children are largely too busy with their own lives to spend much time with them. The film's gentle exploration of family, aging, and the inevitable passage of time has made it a universally relatable and enduring masterpiece. Coppola deeply admires Ozu's unparalleled subtlety and his incredible ability to convey profound emotional depth without resorting to melodrama. The film's simplicity, both in narrative and in its wonderfully restrained direction, allows the viewer to connect deeply and intimately with the characters. Ozu's signature use of stillness and the meticulous placement of characters within the frame enhances the emotional weight of each scene, drawing attention to the unspoken tensions and feelings that simmer beneath the surface. Coppola has noted how Ozu's unique approach to storytelling profoundly influenced his own work, particularly in how to handle complex emotional situations with grace and remarkable restraint. The performances in Tokyo Story are subtle and incredibly natural, with Chishu Ryu and Chieko Higashiyama's portrayal of the elderly parents capturing the quiet sadness and deep wisdom that come with age. The film's exploration of the emotional distance that can grow between parents and their adult children feels timeless and profoundly human. Coppola sees Tokyo Story as a reflection on the fleeting nature of life and the emotional isolation that can occur as time gently passes. For Coppola, Tokyo Story is not just a film about family, it's about the inevitability of change and the deep, enduring emotional bonds that remain even as those changes occur. It is a film that continues to resonate with viewers of all ages and remains a timeless touchstone for filmmakers exploring the complexities of family dynamics and the quiet, relentless passage of time.